I'm gonna apologize up front for the lighting. I'm on an Android, and I really don't appreciate Android cameras compared to iPhone cameras. There's this glare. But anyhow, this is a impromptu reading. I'm calling it just a thought. If you follow me on any of my social media platforms, Instascam or Facebook, you'll hear me talk about existing as source in separation, the illusion of separation, things like that. How this is the realm of thoughts and manifestation, and we're really just going through the idea of what we could become without actually doing it. And it requires our energy to put that thought into experience. So really, you just this is all in your head on many different levels. So here you have 9 cards. As you can see, the center tree is the root, we'll call it. And these are the branches of what the roots can do to you, the damages that come off of the root. 33. And again, these were random cards that came out. I was just going through one of my decks. The first card that came out was the 33. You hear me call that experience itself. In this realm, it's what people glorify and glamorize as the master teacher or the ascension path, things like that. 33 is tied into a lot of different mysticisms and occult and non-occult. But I'll tell you, 33 is viral thinking. In my number system, 3 represents thoughts. Thoughts represent the basis for creation. You understand that? Thoughts come before creation. So the thought that becomes viral becomes a 33. Then it permeates and takes over everything because it's now has your energy. That kind of puts it into the genie effect. So that 33 will take you into experiences. And when we're dealing with experiences in this realm, we're going for experiences trying to make gains, or we go into experiences that we no longer want and we try and cut them as losses. So that thought there will kind of like take you everywhere. So the cards are kind of self-explanatory. The star card, the 17, takes you into division, and you're trying to find your plentifulness here in this realm of division, represented here by the Abeji, your divine masculine and divine feminine. And if you're chasing plentifulness, you almost always have to have the connotation of scarcity. You either got too much or not enough, and that can go in all different directions. Here you have the Queen of Air, and in my number system, 34 is the representation of God because it's the 3 that becomes the 4. It is the thoughts that do become creation. And the thoughts that do become creation rule over the air. They rule over your thoughts. They rule over your mind, your thinking, not just your thoughts itself, but your whole thinking process. So the thoughts that become creation become all that rule you. This is the Queen of Air, the influence over your mind. Here you have the Queen of Waters. We are here under systems of motivation, but you'll hear me say a lot of times that sometimes your motivation is really your distraction. A real quick synopsis of what that is somebody who was traumatized and they just need to feel safe within their traumas. They're motivated by staying safe within their traumas. But the whole problem is you're nurturing your traumas, and that means you're distracted from your healing. Just to be quick. So here you have the Queen of Waters, and that means you're nourishing. You see her titties out. I call this the titty card. She's nourishing the things that are pretty much taking her life. See the man dashed on the rocks? This is the siren, the sea hag. The sea hag uses her voice to distract. The Queen of Waters, the influence over my emotions, the energy that's moving me. My emotions, your sadness, your happiness, things like that. Those are the points that lead into that creation. Once something has your energy, you're going to create based off your emotions. Here we have, and this was no coincidence, but I see how it's working out. First of all, that was the King of Air. That was the star card. The Queen of Air, the Queen of Waters, and here you have the Queen of Earth, the Angel Oak Tree here in Charleston, South Carolina. It's timelessness. One of the analogies I always use is time. Time is this is my energy. So timelessness would mean this is my energy less. Using less of my energy will keep me held together. If I get caught into the system of mortality and worry, then I get pulled apart. So timelessness, and when we, dealing with Reiki and stuff, one of the concepts is timelessness, is that you can send energy in any direction and it will be received. That's a true concept because time comes from the energy itself. You just need to know where the energy is coming from, and the energy is coming from you. So getting back over here into the center tree, you have the King of Waters. The King of Waters, the Leviathan, is what's ruling over my creation processes based off of my emotions. So you have the Queen present, you have the King present. You have the Queen present, you have the King present. So here you have a 27, which basically represents a 9. 2 plus 7 is 9. And the thing here that I made sure did happen is that all numbers 0 through 9 are represented. You have the High Priestess, Yemaya, the connection point. Everything in this realm is based off of duality. Everything in this realm is based off of duality. We're starring in the separation from self. So that means you're in duality. And what we keep connecting to within this process of being separated from yourself will be what's going to show you your higher end connections. It's going to show you your versions of God, the things that's motivating you, and the things that's pulling you apart. Right here, that's kind of gets to the summation process of exactly what I just said. What you connect to will show you the thoughts that are moving you. This is the 35, the 3, my thoughts, 5, movement. That's the things I'm embracing, because if you're, again, in a traumatic experience, you're only going to want to embrace the things that make you feel safe. But unfortunately, some of the things we're embracing are really just concepts of fear. Holy shit, look at COVID. Look out of the masses. And I'm not going to, get into any kind of arguments with anybody, but look at how fear is ruling everybody's thought processes when it comes to today's world. The new normal is fear. It's always been there. It's just now in high energy. It's in high energy because you're learning a lesson of getting out of fear. But if you are lessened by your fear, then you keep going on a journey. Here's the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the experience itself, because all the answers are already given. The danger with the answers already been given under the 5 is that if you're the teacher but you never got the lesson plan, you're about to go into a system of abuse, because you're going to have to go through the class in order to relearn the answer. Holy shit, reincarnation, all the other good stuff. So I'm just going to throw a card on top of each one and see what happens. So again, like I said, it all starts with just a thought, and that thought becomes your experience. So what's a word that you might want to know about just a thought? Holy shit. Just a thought is connected to your fear. The things that make you separate are traumas. Trauma is a fear. Trauma says, I'm not enough, so let me either become more or reduce my energy, become less. And unfortunately, with a lot of people in this realm, and speaking from my ideology of source theory, becoming more automatically meant becoming less. In order to become everything, you had to give up all things. In order for source to learn to become more, it had to lose itself. Hi, that's us. It had to lose itself and star in this show of plentifulness. Holy shit. And now it lost its stability. But that's the goal. I separated myself because I didn't see the stability within myself. So now I'm trying to find stability in my separation. Oops. That's kind of going to be a hard thing to do. 2 and 9. I only want to connect to 9, my highest vibration. So trying to find that 9, that highest vibration, means that you're still looking at things from a sense of separation. You're just trying to dominate the separation itself. I just want to rule over the things that I created. But what you created was just an illusion of yourself. Don't rule over the illusion. Love the reality. Oops, it is a 9. Learn to covet yourself. But here is where you'll hear me say a lot of times, perspectives rule this realm. We know this is a 9. We know it's a 9. But when you're looking at it this way, what do you see? It's a 6. What is 6? Your foundations. You're trying to learn perfection in an imperfect creation. Holy shit, we can get biblical with that, but we ain't gonna do it. Here is imperfection because it's creation based off of separation. So you're just trying to find the best way to exist in separation, which means you're now only going to learn to covet your energy in this foundation based off of fear, where you only want to find stability. Which means you're going to need to find God. But remember, you lost God when you generated, operated, and destroyed yourself by creating everything else. Oops. You fucked around and found out that you were the 9. 3 plus 6 is a 9, but holy shit, we're still looking at it from a bad perspective. This is a 36, but you are now thinking that that 6 is your 9. 3, my thoughts will show me the best foundation based off of the limitations. See, the thoughts may run this realm, but the thoughts need the power of a thinker. the power of source in separation. As long as source gives its power to the thoughts, separation rules. Separation rules because you're only trying to find out how to get out of the struggle. Two, connecting to the struggle and only choosing the struggles that make me feel safe. That's a fool's errand. That's a fool errand because it's going to move you with a sense of urgency of trying to get out of drowning without realizing that you were the source of the waters. Did you get that? I'm drowning in my choices. I'm drowning in my own energy because I don't understand myself. But I'm urgently trying to find somebody to fix me. Sorry, sir, ma'am, there was nobody else here but you, source. You created everybody else. You didn't have time for yourself, so you now lost time for yourself as you got branched out into everything else. Holy shit, now you're in overwhelm. You chose the knife and the gun, the Lilith choice. You chose the things that are going to put you in separation, and now you're in overwhelm. The Wheel of Fortune, going through your ups and downs, just trying to find the best connection. Holy shit. But connection to yourself and the reflection of your separation is already a deceit. You cannot have proper communication with an illusion. You will only deceive yourself by trying to learn something from something that ain't even real. Holy shit. We can try that and tie that into religions and relationships. You're dealing with somebody that's a liar. Are you going to believe what they taught you or told you? Or are you going to learn to listen to the truth for yourself? Don't answer that. Strike that from the records, Your Honor. A lot of these people will lie. Why? Because they embrace their fear because they just want to be lied to safely. Oops, just manipulate me, but don't burn me. See, I know you're doing dirt, but just don't burn me. So that means you're already a system of abuse. You're in a system of abuse, and you like your abuse, but you just want to learn the lesson of the abuse so that you can find stability. Oops, why do you abuse yourself? Why do we, source and separation, abuse ourselves? Because it's our limitations. It's our 9. We're here in our limitations, trying to learn how to be whole, but we're ran by fear. And as long as we're chasing fear, we're going to covet the ideas of stability, but we're urgently chasing the leaks within ourselves, but overwhelmed by the awareness of everything else out here deceiving us that we don't even know we are the source of the manipulation. Covet you. Sit still. Thoughts come from a thinker. Start thinking for yourself. It's just a thought.